Rebecca Carner, Biofield tuner here. Let's just start with dropping into here, and dropping into self, and dropping into breath. Just arrive. Okay. There is just a lot of out there, as Pam Gregory says, right? There is a lot going on. I also know a lot of people who are going through really profound aspects of grief and loss right now. And while this tuning isn't specifically about those topics, just as I ground the collective field, and I will reiterate, this is a live video. It doesn't matter when you watch this. Even if you found this video 18 years from now, you are included in this grounding, right? You are included in this arrival. Time is fractal, and it is nested inside of itself and outside of itself. So in that way, whenever you find this video, and whenever you come to this tuning and this contemplation for yourself, you are here now. And if you are watching this video, then breathe, right? Breathe and join me and arrive to yourself. I started with the 144 hertz today. I'll switch to the 174. Ooh. Great. I'd like to arrive in, for those who are joining, if you can just easily arrive into some gentle, sort of cyclical breaths to just be here now. And then we'll talk about our topic. And always, whatever you're doing, you can be with your breath and be with yourself. Yeah, great. Good morning, and thank you for the feedback. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, and I'm just going to drop a plumb line to the ground, to the earth. I'm going to do an electrical and electromagnetic grounding. Again, that doesn't mean that you have to feel calm. It also does not mean that you have to be still. It means that your energetic body has a place to ground and discharge and be electromagnetically anchored so as to do good work, right? That's all it means. Just like you ground your computer with a surge protector, we're grounding our systems to do this energetic work. Nice, that made sense. Good, that's right, that's all it is. Well done, well done. I am transmitting from the southeast of the US right now. Okay, so today's contemplation, I listened to an incredibly long conversation with a Dr. Ellen Langer and Andrew Huberman yesterday. And I found her way of thinking and her approach on life. Absolutely riveting and really, really helpful. And one of the refrains that she repeated many times is, "You are what you study." And I very much find that this is true. And when I come up with the themes for these YouTube lives, I land on things that have felt really resonant to me, or that keep walking in to my awareness through client work or the life work of being in community with people. And in some ways, I kind of get the sensation that some of these videos kind of have the same theme but with different words. And I think that's true. And I don't go back and re-listen to all my videos before I come up with the next theme. I literally ride the flow of what's arriving. And it's as if this theme, which might be recurring, which I might sort of be coming at from different angles often, it can't be overstated, and it's really important, and it really keeps being just like a musical song, right? The refrain, the return to bring us back to return again. Years ago, I worked with a Peruvian shaman, and he would say very gently, "Come back again, come back again." And so here we are, coming back again to what do you are what you study. And for anybody who's ever watched any of my videos or who knows me personally, you have heard that I have a yoga practice that is deeply meaningful to me. And in yoga, the word drishti means where you place your gaze. And what you study is in a way where you place your gaze. Right? In yoga, we use drishti to anchor ourselves. When we're doing a balancing pose and you're about to fall over, you use your drishti to settle yourself, right? But in movements where balance isn't necessarily needed for anchor, it's also the study of, drishti can be a focal point, and it's also a choice as to where you place your gaze. When you look at a picture of yourself, do you look at the setting? Do you place your internal gaze on the memory of the moment? Or do you place your gaze on the parts of yourself that you don't love, right? These are all choices. And where you place your gaze is in fact what you're cultivating. It is what you are studying in that way. Right. Okay, so there's a nuance to all that I want to be really clear, but let's switch to the 417. We choose where we place our gaze. We choose where we place our gaze. Yeah, I was really called to do this harmonic. I will do it again in silence. At all points, from the internal eye, right, the third eye, our conception, as well as literally our eyeballs, our direct glancing and noticing. We choose where we place our gaze. Really good, really good. So if you are someone who is practicing things mindfully, oh, the other thing about the Dr. Ellen Langer and Andrew Huberman conversation is she repeated often that her perception of mindfulness is actually scientific. It isn't a deeply spiritual concept. It is literally, to be mindful means that you are noticing, period. It just means that you're noticing either something about yourself, deeply noticing and regarding something about another, or about the settings that you're in, right? That is awareness, and that is being mindful. And she really kind of keeps it, she stays in her lane with that and doesn't jump into like consciousness and awareness. She studies and has for decades the human being moving through their life in either noticing states or not noticing states. And I really liked that simple and very effective definition. So, if you are a person who is in the practice of self-study and mindfulness, in that you are noticing things, you might find that you notice things that you don't like. So if you go back to the idea, oh, I am what I study. Well, I don't want to study behavior defects, or I don't want to study the things I don't like about myself. But that's getting a little overly granular, because if you are what you study, then if you're in the process of behavior change or noticing emotions so that you can navigate life with more emotional regulation, or with deeper understanding, even not even regulation, but what if you're just cultivating knowing what you're feeling when you're feeling it? Okay, so then what if you've realized, wow, I'm really angry right now? Don't get overly immediately anxious about that, right? So if you notice that you're angry and you kind of start to ask it questions, why did I get angry or whatever? Don't think, oh, I don't want to be anger, so I don't want to study it, right? Because what you're doing is studying self. The overarching thing is I'm building self-awareness, and in that is going to be included things that you don't necessarily want to cultivate, but you can study those as a deeper understanding, as a part of a broad body of work. I am studying emotions as they arrive in my body, and that is going to include emotions that I don't necessarily want to stay for a long time, or that I don't like. Sadness sucks, right? Sadness hurts. And it's worth studying, it's worth understanding, and it's worth knowing that you feel sad when you're feeling sad, so that you can be with it, so that it doesn't take up permanent residence somewhere inside you, right? I just moved my mic. It's hard to hear. I know okay, so I will do a quick aside. I know that